Okay, so when it comes to entrapment in general, no agency is going to need 10 to 30 years or even 50 years, depending on how long you've been harassed or whatever. No one is going to need that long to literally entrap you. Like, I'm just telling y'all what I know from me being from a community full of criminals and, people who just commit crimes. Entrapment does happen, okay? They could set up this one person with a prostitute or whatever, drugs. But overall, after that individual is arrested, or even if they cannot build a case against this individual, it's not going to last year in and year out. I'm telling you, there are millions of people out there. You got women having 10 kids with 10 different men. I'm just saying, there are a lot of people out there, and there are plenty of criminals for the government to investigate. They catch a dentist pedophile, a psychiatrist pedophile, a teacher. I'm just saying, they catch people committing online crimes and, offline crimes all the time. I'm saying all the time. I'm a little bit tired right now, but it is what it is. And they wouldn't have to just work day in and day out to build this case that is not going to lead anywhere. Okay? Now, entrapment, for example. When a person is arrested one time or two times for whatever reason, okay, at this point, you are already in the system. And that would be no reason for the government to constantly, stay after you. Okay, they have you in the system. Okay, you have drug dealers, for example. They'll go to prison and then they'll end up becoming, an informant. I don't really fall for the informant stuff all the time because, as I said, I know plenty of cops and they can do what they need using their own resources. They don't even gotta use informants at all. And maybe if there is a case where somebody died or something like that, something serious, yeah. But overall, what's really happening to targeted individuals is not what we could call, the government trying to entrap people. Because that is a difference between entrapping somebody and engineering crime. Now, what do I mean by engineered crime? Engineered crime is basically what we have with cases like Myron May, Aaron Alexis, Stephen Paddock. These are basically engineered mass crimes. And I feel like if these things keep happening, okay, it's going to lead to a form of gun control that, it's just going to be bad. But this is engineered crime. This is not entrapment. You can be a targeted person and, go to every government agency in the world asking for help, asking, this and that, and you are not going to, it's not going to get you anywhere, really. So overall, what they do is not entrapment whatsoever. No one with the feds or, any other government agency is ever going to come to you and tell you what's going on, really. It's not going to happen. So it's not entrapment. Alright? You'll be targeted 10, 20, 30 years and the same thing will still be happening. Okay? They know you are not a criminal. They know just as much about you as you know about yourself. So this is not entrapment at all. It doesn't even seem like entrapment. I don't know why a lot of people call it that. Now, when it comes to this technology being confidential, when I think of something being secretive, I think about people high up in the government or, the deep state, how they orchestrate things and, they just do things behind closed doors and they keep these things within their own little circle. They are not going to give random abandons. I'm going to say it again. They are not going to give random teenagers and drug addicts and, ex-cons on the street any valuable data, any valuable leads. They are not going to do any of that. But when it comes to organized harassment or gang stalking, there are plenty of people out on the street orchestrating the harassment. They are involved in the harassment. And they clearly have the software. I'm going to say it again. They have the software. They have key evidence. I'm just saying they have key evidence that could possibly lead to a huge case. So if there are random abandons out on the street with access to the so-called technology, whether they have full access to it, partial access, it's all a trail. Then it's not confidential. at all. This means that whatever's going on is clearly leaked, okay? You can look at DB's videos, gang stalking simulation. There are plenty of people out on the street, and they, when he drives by, they look at their phones, okay? I'm telling you, this is an app. It's a program as well. Neural monitoring is leaked. I'm going to say it again. Neural monitoring is leaked at the street level. The government also has this type of technology, but it's much more powerful than what most targeted people are experiencing, okay? It's much more powerful than that. Y'all got to get this through y'all's heads. If these so-called whistleblowers really had intel, they could stop what's going on. They don't have the program, they don't have the app, they don't have whatever these people are using, okay? They don't have it. If they did have it, we wouldn't be dealing with this scenario at all. So with these whistleblowers, their guess is really about as good as mine. Or, Scott Freeze or Kevin Christian's. That guess is really no better. And when I hear people talking about how it's all AI, if it were fully AI, you probably wouldn't be harassed out on the streets by random people. If it were fully AI, you wouldn't have real people talking to you 24/7. Yeah, you could call it artificial intelligence in the aspect that, it's satellite-based technology that, is very advanced. It's satellite to EEG. So when this technology is basically transmitting and receiving data to and from your neurological self, you got to understand, your brain has electrical neurons that are unique, okay? Your brain is electrical. I'm going to put it that way. Your brain is electrical. And your brain sends signals to your heart and basically every other aspect of your body, okay? So, generally, you are an electrical being. When this technology is transmitted to you, okay, or you have you on sorry, or you receive it, it's going to cause electrical imbalance throughout your entire system, your neurological system, just your bowel system, everything. This is why you may experience tinnitus. This is why you may notice changes in your sounds stupid but nasty, but your bowel movements, the way you breathe. You may wake up with burn marks. I'm just saying, we all know about this technology. We all know what it's capable of. And this technology, really, I've said this 100 times, this technology is just not the government nowadays. It's leaked at the street level. Okay, if there are everyday Joes out on the street utilizing this technology, whether or not the CIA or some government nigga gave it to them, this technology is leaked at the street level, meaning that there are people out on the street who know about what's going on. They know about neural monitoring. But since this technology puts these people, these humanoid devils, at an advantage, they would never expose this technology for what it is. Now let me get into one last aspect of this technology. The government has this technology as well, but you can best believe that they have a version that's capable of just offing an entire city with the snap of a finger. This is not the zip zap and the pins and needles. I'm talking about technology that can fry you and you will lay there. Okay, you will not wake back up. You will not get back up, or it can fry you literally. So this is not government level technology. And these whistleblowers, they may know what they are talking about to a certain extent, but it's not AI. Okay, it's not AI whatsoever. If it were AI, I can assure you there wouldn't be people out on the street, random people, ex-cons, drug dealers, these random people out on the street giving you a hard time, directing conversations at you. This wouldn't happen. There is no AI controlling these people. They are well aware of what they are doing. I've said this time and time again. It's not demonic possession. It's not, man, y'all be getting me with this crap, man. It's not demonic possession, okay? Most people are demons, okay? So it's not demonic possession whatsoever. These are evil people and they have evil intentions, okay? It's not an entrapment either, because you can go to jail, prison, you can even admit to a crime. It's not going to stop what's going on. Okay, when we talk about entrapment, once you go to prison 1 or 2 times, or you end up committed 2 or 3 times, 4 times, some TIs end up getting committed 10 times. It's not going to stop there. Okay, it's not going to just stop. With entrapment, it wouldn't last 10, 20, 30 years. It's not going to happen. It's not really confidential either. Because if it were confidential, only high-level government niggas like, with the Army and the DOD and the CIA, only these people will have access to what's going on. They be the ones out on the street following you around and stuff like that. But nope, you got teenagers, young people, ex-cons, drug dealers. You got all kinds of people with access to this technology. It doesn't matter what kind of access they have access to it. Okay, if a targeted person were ever to gain possession of any of these figments or whatever you want to call it of software, it would be a wrap. We would have real evidence of what's going on. The electronic harassment and gang stalking goes hand in hand. I found out about what's going on due to the electronic harassment. People out on the street, as I said, I've had weirdos come up to me 2 o'clock in the morning, empty parking lot. You want to buy a CD, man? You want to buy a CD? It's like, where does this nigga come from? Okay, I've had this happen plenty of times. I've had these weird scenarios play out my entire life. But the tinnitus, waking up with burn marks, waking up at 11:11, 4:44, 2:22, these are not normal events, okay? A lot of targeted people write these things off, and it's not AI. There is no computer controlling these people. There is no computer controlling the world. It's not AI. There are real people orchestrating this. There are plenty of targeted people out there who know exactly who's targeting them. The name, the address, the phone number, they know everything about these people. And they are not delusional whatsoever. Kevin Christian, for example, the people targeting him, he had one video where whenever he would walk outside, they would flick their outside light. Now, you mean to tell me these fools can see him from that far away? No. They use neural monitoring and they can see what you see. And they know what you think and they know your every thought process. Many of you don't want to have it. Oh man, nobody can read my mind. Yeah, well, yeah, they can. God is not the only person who can read your mind. Satan is not the only person that can read your mind. There are people out on the street who can do it as well. And I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it thorough. I'm keeping it honest. I put this on my life. These are real people. I'll say it again. I'm trying to put this where y'all's is. These are real people using this technology. Which is why you have real people, real devils out on the street giving you a hard time. Okay? This is a real campaign. This is no AI. Okay? This is a real campaign. And these whistleblowers will tell you all this, they'll tell you all that. But at the same time, they know all of this info, but cannot give you the program that's used to harass TIs. And it is a program, an app, software, computer software. It's a program. Okay? This program allows them to connect to other people via a satellite. No different than a XM radio. Satellites are redundant. They can carry out various tasks at one time. So they are not taking control of a satellite. They are only utilizing them. Satellites are not following you around. They are redundant. Well, one satellite leaves off, another one will pick up. These drones may not be real drones. Holograms, I'm just telling you. Technology is so advanced. It's not experimentation either. This technology was well around during the 70s and 80s. You had plenty of people talking about this a long time ago. The internet just woke you up. So that's really it. It's real people using technology. They connect to you via a broadcast. They connect to you. They know your thoughts. And hey, I'm just saying, believe me, if they are able to connect to you from anywhere in the world, what makes you think that they can just only influence your emotions? Okay, if they can do that, if they can connect to you from anywhere in the world, you can best believe that it's highly theoretical that they can also read your thoughts as well. And there are plenty of targeted people who have videos saying that there are real individuals like you and me, real people talking to them in their own heads. And this is not a mental illness. This is artificial telepathy. It's not V2K. You are not going to find some guy holding a handheld EMF weapon anywhere around you. This is artificial telepathy. Okay? I've been at the pond, at the lake. It doesn't matter where you go. You can go off the grid. The electronic harassment will still be there. See, when you have the tinnitus, this can really throw you off. You may assume that it's something else. It's not. It's neural monitoring. This is what it is. When you stand near an oven, the tinnitus will worsen. When you stand near a microwave, it will worsen. If you have your fan on, it will worsen. Then as soon as you turn it off, it gets back, to normal. It just goes away like nothing ever happened. Even if you wear earbuds, it's pretty clear that, this broadcast can, be heard through earbuds, earphones, whatever you want to call it as well. So it's the same shit. It's broadcast technology, is leaked at the street level, is very advanced technology, was created a long time ago. The government experimented on people a long time ago before this shit ever, I'm just saying, this is old. They are not experimenting on you nowadays. It's simply human trafficking. Perverts, rapists. I have one video, I'm going to talk about the sex offenders who always show up at the gym. I cannot show their actual faces, but I will, just kind of cover that topic. And they are real people. I probably blur their faces out, but they are real people that I can find on the internet. Public records. I'm out.
Good from bad, and fair trade bananas from the rest. So to convince shoppers that all good fair trade bananas were the way to go, we became that inner voice. Heard a thing. Here's how it worked.
Hi. You can hear me, can't you? You're the only one. Look around. No one else can. See? Know who I am? I'm that inner voice. I want to talk to you about something. Fair trade. Look at them all. Those bananas in front of you. Which should you buy? I know. And you do too. They're all good bananas. They're the only fair trade ones. So now you know which ones to choose. Make a good choice.
Man, it was so weird, but it was real cool. Like, it sounded like there was a voice actually in my head. It was